Hello guys, this is a tutorial about cloning a hard drive or an SSD to another SSD or a hard drive. Either direction is possible. So first I'm gonna show you the ways that I did that didn't work. So I'll start by this Wami Backup Professional. I mean these softwares are good. Now you got this one. It has this disk clone over here. You come to this tab and you find this clone wizard, system clone, partition clone. I use these two. None of them did work for me. Well, the cloning does occur and it copies all the data. If you go into the clone disk, you'll find your data or your system partition, but it doesn't boot up. I don't know. I've tried to do a startup repair, but it doesn't work. I figured I'm just gonna try other software till it works. I tried this one. This one has this wizard that calls migrate to OSS. You go next. You would select the target partition, and then allocate some software. Some softwares require unallocated space on the hard drive that you want to clone to. So others do not. I got also this Paragon hard disk manager. Well, this one is good, but it needs you need to buy it in order to do the migration. The migration requires registration. So as you can see, if I click next, it will tell me to buy now or continue. If well, there is no disk, but if there was, it'll give me the choice to select the disk, but then after that it will ask for registration, so that didn't work as well. I have this great tool. It is a really great tool when it comes to partitioning and all modification you would do to partitions. For instance, this is this cloning that I'm talking about, I already done it to this hard drive that you can see. I'm running Windows on right now, but this partition was not like this. It was about 100 gigs, and this one was unallocated, or it wasn't, but I did unallocate it, and I extended this partition to this, and you just hit apply and it works perfectly. But it also has this wizard of migrating OS to SSD or HD. So now it says that I only have one disk since I haven't plugged another disk, but if you bear with me, I'll just plug one for demonstration, and it'll show up. As you can see, it's updating the information. Now it detects the disk. This next one that I plugged already was the original source for my cloning. So you click on migrate, you would choose, then you click next. I don't want that since I do have data on this partition that I really want to keep. Tried that, it did work. You find the data on the partition, on the system partition, you find all your data, but somehow it doesn't boot up. I've tried the repair disk, the startup disk, the commands of bootreg tool, bootreg, rebuild BCD. I mean, you just, like for instance, it goes like this: bootreg rebuild BCD. That's you hit enter and it should rebuild the BCD, which is the file responsible for booting. I guess I'll look that up in the internet. The next thing is I use this this software right here, which is easy as to do backup. There is only a partition manager tool. They are separated. The first thing I did is I used the system clone. As you can see here, I just can select the target disk. I can click optimize for SSD if the target was an SSD. Click next. And now this requires also some unallocated space, so it won't work. But it does work when there is an allocated space, and it proceeds to the cloning and it goes fine. But then it doesn't boot up. What I finally did is I tried to shrink my source drive, which is this one. You can see it's still shrinked right now. If I just can show you on the partition tool, so it's still shrinked, yeah, because this disk was is only 256 gigs, sorry, and this one is 320, so it won't fit in this one. But I did shrink and I copied some of my data to another hard drive, and I've cloned this disk as is. So some softwares just don't actually they just check if the data on the source disk is sufficient to be copied to the target disk. Then they allow it and they do the cloning, and they repartition the target disk as it will be just like the source. So that's what happened with this software, and that's what I did. So for instance, you would select this, you would click next, you would click optimize. I don't know what I just did. I think, yeah, it's asking here for the source. So if you're a source, you would select your source. This one was my source, but now it's not. I've done it, and you just click the source, and for instance, if I click that one and then you select the target and you click next, you should be good to go. If I click next, yeah, I show you here how it's gonna be, is how the partitions, as you can see, it did partition the target disk according to the source one. And we still have like 60 gigs unallocated there. So I'm just gonna click cancel because I don't want to proceed, because I already done it. I don't want to mess up my disks, and especially mess up the data that I have on this disk. This partition is so important, man. Anyways, so that's how you're gonna do it. One thing though I found when I did this cloning, but before that I did use the CloneZilla partition tool. Now this is not the kind of software that you would run on Windows, but this you would run on a flash drive. It's kind of a distribution. So you got this CloneZilla. I've downloaded the zip file. I had to convert it to an ISO file because this software that I used to load it into a USB or a flash drive needed an ISO, as you can see. All right there. It's recording, and it's kind of, the cursor is not stable. But anyways, yeah, you would use this to load this distribution. It's kind of a Linux distribution, but it's just a cloning tool, and you drone it and you boot up that from the flash drive, and you would select, and it's pretty straightforward. You can look that up on YouTube. There is other videos that explains that so well, which I did follow as well. But I end up doing the traditional, just the disk cloning using this tool right here from SUS, and it's great. It's just the free trial. Well, it wasn't great at the beginning, but now it's great. and I had also, it says it gave me a message that there is no boot disk in my laptop, so I had to boot a repair disk, CD drive, and I did run the startup repair, the Windows tool, and it did work fine. It rebooted and it did another reboot, so it works some, kind of detected the new disk, and now it's working well. As you can see, I'm recording from it right now. It's about 10 minutes. That's a whole lot. Anyways, I'm sorry for that, but anyways, hopefully you'll find this useful. And as you can see, it all looks great, and the system is running so well. I like it.